everyone, and welcome to Connections for Life. I am Ted Pete.
I'm Chad Kuvo, peekaboo. We're in a rush today, so I couldn't be creative.
No, that's actually just a live view of Chad's house outside in Ohio.
I wish.
That's what the sky looks like after the train.
East Palestine. Is it East Palestine or East Palestine?
Doesn't matter.
Kind of. I've heard both.
Like
I was wondering. Oh, there it is.
I bet you it matters to those people.
Ohio's on fire. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. That's actually Chad's living
If you
room.
can make it look like you were actually sitting on the couch, that'd be phenomenal.
That's a lot.
You're gonna have to back up about 30 feet.
It's a wall.
That's a wall.
That's as far as you
There's the
can go.
wall. Hey, Chad's on the couch. I'm really impressed with you holding yourself up on the chair like that, Chad. That's amazing.
It wasn't long. Don't be
Is
impressed.
that an Ohio State shirt, or is that just your?
Yeah, it's Ohio State. I
Numbers,
hurt
bro.
my thumb, too while doing it. Just
Yeah, you know, I saw somebody playing basketball. I think it was basketball. It may have been football. I don't know. But I was watching some sport the other day, and somebody was wearing a 00 jersey, and I was like, "What a weird number to wear!" Like,
In
I
like
didn't know that is a
collegiate
number.
sports.
I don't remember. I thought it was pro sport, but I have to find it. But it was a 00. I was like, "Did somebody actually wear that?" Like, I didn't know that was a number.
Okay. Okay.
But anyways, I'll
So,
figure it
like-
out. I'll find it. I'll post it.
How was your guys' weekend?
I don't know.
a long time ago, it seems like now.
Soccer went
It's
to
only
Binghamton.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Oh, Logan played his last youth career hockey game on Saturday, which was interesting.
he went.
Kind of
Upsetting at
monumental.
home. So thankful it's over.
Well, after Macy's showing at the tournament in Binghamton this weekend, I wish it was her last.
You were in Binghamton
Why,
this
she didn't-
weekend, Joe? You should have told me. I would have came down.
I didn't want to even come down.
Did she not play good?
No,
Just her or the whole squad?
they won the tournament, but it was like, and they didn't even give up a shot. But it was like,
That's a great standard to
Like,
have. That's how
yeah,
my
but we
basketball
won like
weekend-
3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 1-0, 3-0, or something like that, right? But like the score should have been 15-0, 8-0, 8. You know what I mean? Like they were just no one. They just played
They
awful. And
played
Macy was
down
just
to the level
awful.
of their competition.
No, so one of the teams was, you guys will understand this, and she's a little girl, so I struggle with this concept, but one of the teams, like the girls were just talking mad trash, like just talking bad stuff, and she
Awesome.
fell apart.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
know.
that's
Amazing.
different.
All kids. Yeah. I told Callie, I said, just put Callie on your shoulders and run around. Callie goes, I'll bite him. Which she probably would. So, anyways, it was a rough weekend. I mean, they did fine. They won the tournament, whatever. But Mace didn't have her best performance. Callie's team, which I'm coaching, we're actually 3-1. So that's a big
Really?
change from the 0-14 last year. So we're on the upswing. Yeah, not bad.
Probably not having anything to do with the coach, is it?
Nope.
Different roster.
No, same kids for the most part, but
You played
We're
up a lot, though, didn't you?
we're playing age
Last year.
appropriate, right? And in some instances, we're like the older team, which is
That's not a bad situation after being the youngest team for a whole year.
it's good for the kids that get a couple wins and score a few goals. I mean, last year we didn't even get a shot.
Keep them going.
Well, last year we didn't even get a shot on goal. It was 14 games. We didn't, or 10 games or whatever. We didn't get a shot. The only goal we scored is when Macy played goalie one game and she scored. So, anyways, I don't know. That's it. There's a lot
Right.
going on. World's on fire. Things are weird.
With that said, we have some stuff going on in our world as we get ready. Next week, I travel out to Con Expo. Shortly after that, out to Chicago for DCA AGA, and then we're in AGA, and we got NGA Spring Ops.
I'm at Nace in between there.
Yeah,
SGA next.
I mean, and yeah, you got actually we got a lot going on. It is a crazy time.
Yeah.
So
I don't feel good.
Why are you going to Con Expo?
because Dan's making me.
That is true. Don't you remember?
We were
should
in the
get-
meeting
You should,
where I was like,
you
"Hey,
should get
Dan, you're going to go to Con
You should
Expo."
get
And he
COVID,
was
like, the day
So are
before.
you? And I was like, "No,
You
I don't
borrowed
want
from
you." He was
Lindsay.
like, "You are."
Dan's not going.
Yeah, he is.
That's why I don't remember. He made Teddy go with him.
He made me go.
And then he's staying at, and then he's staying out there and going to Colorado for the weekend and meeting.
I thought he was in
meeting
India for
Denver.
2 weeks.
He is.
He gets back on like
Friday.
Saturday. Him and I go to Vegas on Tuesday.
I don't even want to go to Binghamton. This guy's all over the world. Like I can't even keep track.
He's like Carmen San Diego.
Anyways, I got
Where's
SG
in the
next week. I'll
world
be there.
The world
Carmen
is
San Diego.
Jack.
I loved that show as a kid. I was obsessed with it.
Me too. Incredible.
It was like
incredible.
I got home from school every day and in hopes of
I
watching
think I
Cosmic
aged.
Duck
I
and
think I
Carmen San
aged out
Diego.
on that.
You were too old. It wasn't that you didn't like. Yeah.
I mean, I know of it, but I don't even like. You guys were singing the theme song. I couldn't do that. I don't even know what it is. Where in the world Carmen San Diego was like a really crappy computer game when I was in school.
But
Like,
that's what it was based off of.
right.
Yeah.
But that's all I know. I never saw the show. It was like,
the show.
Where in the
Yeah.
world is Carmen San Diego?
Well, it started off that it was just like a logic video
Yes.
game.
I know, I remember
Instruments or
that.
Whatever it was.
But
Yeah.
there was no theme song to it.
No, it became.
was-
Yeah, there was. They didn't sing. It went.
It became like
Whatever.
a game show. It was like a
Don't
game
ask me to do that
show.
again. I couldn't.
That was the
Yeah,
thing
it was.
about
It was.
Right.
Yeah, you
Right.
had to guess where she was. No, that's incredible. What a throwback. I needed a now. Next week, I'm Carmen San Diego. Thank you
There
for
it
my
is.
theme.
There it
next
is.
year.
All right. With that said, let's keep going here so we stay on track because we're on a time.
Oh yeah, because you have to leave, so we have to say.
No, I'm going to talk all kinds of bull now.
baloney.
I got a 45-minute paragraph to read here.
All right. Give us our gas fact, Joe.
7,000 words.
I'm not gonna yet. I'm not ready.
Okay, don't then.
Um,
I'm just leaving at 11:40.
Either way.
I'm assigning it to Chad and walking out.
Gas fact.
So I post this. I am actually gonna read this whole thing.
I haven't read the whole thing, but you posted it.
No, I said I am actually. Gonna read the whole thing.
Oh,
So the United States efforts to address climate change has been a pretty dramatic thing, right? And most people don't take into account that natural gas has been a big driver in emissions reductions, right? Like
Yeah,
that's something
100%.
that kind of gets lost in the. It's like everything bad over here, everything good over here, and natural gas gets tossed into the everything bad. So good includes obviously renewables, electric vehicles, and then they keep setting these targets for, what is it?
2035
Free by
or
2035 or 2050.
fossil fuel free.
So, we make a big deal about that stuff.
Did you start reading this yet?
No, I'm not reading it.
Okay. I was just checking.
So we make a big deal about that stuff and how important the words are, but not necessarily the intentions or the commitments, right? Like it's the words are important, but not necessarily. Anyways, whatever. What I'm trying to say is, since natural gas has come into the marketplace, we've significantly reduced emissions. I think everybody we know that. I don't think everybody else fully knows that. So according to I don't even know what this is, EIA, which is Energy Institute of America, or something like that. I don't know. The U.S. has achieved 860 million metric tons of CO2 reduction since 2005. What am I doing?
yeah, I was a little confused.
Do they that's never mind. I'm just one. You're not gonna have the
All right,
answer.
so since 2005, we've used how much metric
The
tons?
cat went behind my green screen and screwed it up. The cat is walking behind there. Look.
I wish
Sorry.
I could see the cat. I wish it was Spike.
I wish you weren't.
Not
blurred.
now. Sir, what happened to me?
I don't know. I can't see now. It's like looking at the sun.
Sorry.
So since 2005, we've achieved 861 million metric tons of CO2 reduction. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I was confused about. The weight, like metric tons. How is that possible? Do they compress it and then weigh it? Like isn't it a gas?
I don't know. I don't know. Call the EIA, man. I just copy stuff. I don't like really make it up. You think I'm coming up? You think I'm sitting around doing the freaking equations? They go, since 2005 and the trajectory. No, I don't know. I Googled it. I mean,
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that 80% of my gas facts are not even correct. No one even knows anymore.
Maybe
Anyway,
we should have a weekly gas fact check.
yeah, we should. We should have gas fact checker.
That's got to be a
I
new
will make
person.
that would actually be cool because I would make some bologna up just to see if anybody caught it. It's the Energy Agency. That's what it's called. Something like that. I don't know. So anyways, as we've decreased the amount of CO2, we've reduced CO2 since 05, natural gas consumption has increased. So as the what's it called? Well, the emissions have gone down, the consumption
Gas usage has gone up.
Okay. What percentage since 2005?
Gone up?
Yeah.
Is it multiple choice?
It always is. Never not once. Never not been one time.
63.
No.
I'm gonna wait for the choices.
I was gonna give them to you if Chad would. I thought he wanted to maybe toss out a guess. No? Okay. 19, 25, 12, or 17.
12 used to be my answer all the time. I don't think so.
Maybe I put it in there. Maybe that's the answer.
I think
17.
it's 19.
Lock in your results.
17. Final answer.
The answer is 25.
Oh.
So we've increased 25% in consumption. We've decreased 860 million, maybe metric tons. I don't know what it is. Chad's got me confused now. So I don't know. I've had 32 votes and everybody's pretty much guessed 25 except
Are you sure it's metric tons?
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure at all.
I guess I'll have to go read the gas.
It's 861 million somethings.
Should be weekly gas.
Why don't you guys fact check me? You can do it on the next episode.
Because it's more fun.
Because you would have to do work.
You got 100%, and it's also more fun to do this.
Yeah.
And Ted, I'm waiting for next episode for you to be like in a cardboard box. Like your working situation just keeps maybe in the car.
I want you to come in like Mr. Rogers into the next episode and take it off and put on a sweater.
I would totally do that. That would be amazing. That could be kind of my. Hey,
it's not now. It's not amazing because you said something. Now you
can we get you a picture on the wall?
Yeah, can you get some art
for your office?
Maybe a fat head. Can you get a fat head?
Can we get like a? Maybe we can call. I know somebody that's got a Chicago Bears one.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's pretty.
What? Why do you have that?
Did you purchase it? Are you sure you still live at home? And Eileen didn't just get rid of you.
There we go. How's that?
You get moved.
It's not good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not good.
Closer.
Not good.
Not good.
Here, you should put that on the back of your chair. So
why do you have? Did you go to Marshalls? That looks like a Marshalls purchase. Did you get that at Marshalls?
No, we had that in like our living room in one of our old houses, and when we moved into this house, it didn't make the motif.
This house.
Which house?
When we moved into
this house.
The last, I don't know.
You have cable there?
No, I don't need cable. I have a Fire Stick.
Oh well, whatever.
You don't even have internet though.
I know it's hard to be a part of this.
All right,
never mind. Never mind.
What do you have, T-Mobile?
Cricket.
Hey, did you guys know?
No, I'm gonna start submitting my internet bill to Upsco.
Listen, yeah, right. Good luck.
Right.
Let me know if that works. If I saw this the other day, and you just made me think of it. Actually, I made me think of it. You can get 30 days. I think it's 30 days free T-Mobile. Like if you go on their website and just fill out this thing, they give you 30 days of like free like trial.
How do you?
I know no more than that.
Do you have a phone?
So this is a weekly cell phone. Look, you can tell he doesn't have internet at his house.
Let's get dial up. Somebody turn on the fax machine.
Is it
Eddie, 1983 called.
It'd be more like 95.
1995 called. They want their internet back.
Have I mentioned how much I don't like you guys?
Yes, every day.
Right.
I don't like me either. That's why I got rid of all the mirrors in my house.
I miss MySpace.
Huh?
I miss MySpace.
I had AOL.
All right. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we introduce our guest?
Why are you rushing us?
Yeah, don't rush me.
Tell me what to do, Lindsay.
The one time I have.
The one time.
We still have 20 minutes. I figured we could do the outro in about
20 minutes
3.
to kill.
Just, what do you have for dinner?
All right, bring on our guest. It's dumb. This is dumb. This is the dumbest thing I've ever been a part of.
Ever?
No, since last week.
We've been in a few meetings. We've been in
since last week.
This
the
last
dumbest
week
thing that we did this last week.
Pretty not bright.
Oh, wait, I got a joke for you guys. What did the sushi say to the bee?
Roll on.
Wasabi.
Wow. Now I really feel like I should go.
I thought it was funny. You know it was funny, and you're gonna
Oh, it's
tell it to
funny.
somebody. You just won't give that to me.
I already forgot it.
Where's your knife?
Oh, I'll have it.
We should have Amazon unveiling boxes. That would be fun. I
Joe
said,
texted me Joe texted me randomly yesterday and said, check your front porch. And I was like, and I went out there and there was I'll show it on the other side.
all right, cool. We'll show it.
We'll have to wait through the interview with our great friend,
Yeah.
Stephen Mayfield.
Wow, that was what a teaser I left there for.
Yeah.
Sorry. Small things. Go ahead, start over, Teddy.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
Today we have Stephen Mayfield from Tallahassee Municipality. He is the assistant gas manager of gas operations for them. He's worked there since 1999. He's had really only 2 career jobs.
This is the first time you looked at his LinkedIn.
Do you know him?
Yeah. I wish I would do what you do, like interrupt you during every one of your introductions.
We don't let you.
No.
We just keep going.
I don't do introductions.
It's the only thing you don't do.
I love you, Ted.
So
I like you.
without further ado, welcome to the show, our great friend, Stephen Mayfield. Hello, Stephen, and welcome to Connections for Life. How are you, my Florida friend?
I'm doing well. How are y'all 3 doing?
Good, Steven. How's lovely Florida these days? I bet you it's better than
How
here.
is Tallahassee today, in particular?
How cold is it?
How's the weather?
It is like 82 degrees and a little bit overcast. It's been sunny all week.
I just got my Amazon Alexa thing to flash like 5 minutes ago saying we have a winter weather advisory. So
Is it snowing there?
It will be.
it has been. It's gonna tonight. It's cold. It's weird because like March is shaping up to be like I looked for like the 10-day. It's gonna be like coldest month like the winter. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun.
And I just actually looked at what our projected heat degree days are for March here, and it's one of the worst for the gas utility in a long time.
The whole winter hasn't been great.
We're usually around 200 to 300, and we're probably going to be around 70.
Wow.
Really?
We're gonna have like 4 or 5 days of weather that gets down into the 30s, and the rest is going to be a nice 60-80 split.
That's insane. I mean, that's why I'm looking for property. Just saying. But anyways, really quick.
Know a lot of people right now.
Yeah, I know. I see that. We'll ask you the same question we ask everybody, kind of like, how did you get your start? How did you end up and find yourself at the city of Tallahassee?
Well, I went to school in Tallahassee many years ago. I went to Florida State and got a mechanical engineering degree. And then I went and worked in carpet extrusion process.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We did talk about that.
So I did that, and I moved to Georgia. And I did that for 8.5 years. And I got out of that because an interesting concept came along where I could build from the ground up an activated carbon plant. And I did that and and I was really enjoying that. Then someone who worked for me said, hey, you need to learn how to make the product. I said, my job is to build the plant and not make the product.
Yeah.
Well, then I realized they didn't have anybody to make the product. So I started taking books home, reading how do you make activated carbon. So I learned how to make activated carbon. So I built
Sounds like us, except
then
a
I
lot
started
smarter.
making it and make good product that meet all the specifications. And then someone came along to me and said, hey, I think you need to learn how to sell this product. And I said, I think it's time for me to find another job.
You weren't interested so much in that part of the.
Well, it's like, wait a minute, if I have to build the plant, make the product, now I got to sell the product. So it sounds like a one-man show. And so
that's pretty incredible. Oh, I mean, that's wow.
So did
hang on, what year was that?
That was 1997, 98.
Wow. So you couldn't, I mean, this sounds weird, but now we're 25, 26 years later, and you can probably Google how to make like somewhere on there. At that time, there wasn't such a thing. I would have to guess that it was from your chemical engineering background. That's pretty neat.
It was books I took home to read.
Didn't you say mechanical background?
Yeah, mechanical.
Oh, I thought you said chemical. I even wrote chemical.
It's very similar. I mean,
I'm gonna go. Sorry, Stephen.
I want to go back.
Oh,
That's wild.
I want to go back to the carpet manufacturing. Were you at Mohawk?
No, I was at Shaw Industries.
Okay, yeah, because I come from the plastics industry.
Wow.
That's an interesting part for me. The carpet extrusion stuff is we actually used to buy a lot of the filament, the leftover stuff, and then recycle it, reprocess it, and send things. So Shaw and Mohawk and all of those were customers of ours. So interesting.
And Shaw got bought out by Berkshire Hathaway, and I had stock, and I thought, yes, I'm getting some Berkshire stock. No, they gave me money.
And not enough of it, right?
Here's your $26.
Yeah, they just paid me. They gave me a good price for the stock, but they gave me money. I thought I was actually getting to be into the Berkshire Hathaway family, but no.
So how long have you been at the city of Tallahassee?
Well, what happened then is I was leaving, and of course Shaw wanted me back when they heard I was leaving. They said they'll put me anywhere in the company I want to be, any plant, anywhere. And I had a job offer for a place called Crown Pork and Seal.
Oh my gosh, I know Crown Pork and Seal.
Yeah, I do too.
They used to be one of my customers in my previous career.
I lived near one of their plants in Northeast Philadelphia.
Well, they offered me a job in Atlanta, and I had a job back in the carpet industry in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I was probably going to move to Atlanta or Chattanooga, and my wife said, I like this area. I don't want to move. I'm going to send your application in to the city of Tallahassee for a natural gas engineer job. I said, what do I know about natural gas?
Wait, your wife said that?
Yes. Oh, I said that.
You just figure it out.
Oh, you said it. You said it's your wife. Gotcha.
So, but she sent it in. Then the next week I got a call from the natural gas plant here in Tallahassee, natural gas facility, and they wanted to have a meeting. I came in, talked 5 minutes, they slid an offer sheet over. And I thought, okay, I'll stay here for a year until I figure out what I want to do. And I've now been here 23 years.
Wow.
2000.
It's a story on our industry, huh?
But you still live in Georgia, right? You don't live. Yeah, that's what I thought. So you have a little bit of a commute to work.
It's about 45 minutes. I actually looked after my first year to move here, and I realized getting around town, Tallahassee has traffic in the mornings and it had traffic in the afternoon. The rest of the time it's not bad, but it's as bad getting home and getting to work as it would be if I stayed in Bainbridge, and my family was set up there, and so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, it's pretty, I mean, our industry is pretty awesome. Like, and we got to meet you through, APGA. It's amazing how it kind of gets its hooks into you, right? Like,
well, that's what I was
I hear from a lot of people, like I kind of fell into this industry, and then 30 years later, I'm still here, right? Like it became a part of my, of kind of becomes a part of you. Like what
I like about the industry is that there's almost no competitiveness between each group.
Right, there isn't.
It's we all work together to help each other get better. And suppliers are the same way. I'm dealing with you, Joe, and stuff, and you're like, I don't supply your area, but here's a guy who can meet your needs.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're holding back, hoping something will come up. The whole thing is you want to help us out, and we want to help other systems out. And the APGA is a great organization because it allows us all to share best practices and get together and relationships.
They do a fantastic job with that.
Yeah,
they really do.
I think that's a great point, and maybe something that we underappreciate sometimes. I think it is unique that way. It's kind of like more like a brotherhood, right? Like that's kind of what it seems like, is that everybody's kind of out to help everybody else out. And as Chad just said, APGA certainly promotes that. I mean, we're both on the operations and safety committee, and there's a room full of 50 people that are all like-minded, sharing ideas, talking about how to get better. And I think that's something that maybe the common person doesn't really know about our industry, that we're all focused on doing the same thing, the right thing, right, and the safest thing. So I don't know. I just think it's a cool thing. It's something I actually never really even thought about until you just said that. But
So, so let me go to the next question here, and it's one that just came in here. So you started in 2000. You started as a natural gas engineer. Now, what is your title now?
I am the Assistant General Manager of Gas Operations.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say gas captain.
Can you
Yes.
walk me from
Captain of
walk me
gas.
down your career at Tallahassee from gas engineer to assistant director of gas operations, please? You
It's
probably have 14 jobs in between there.
pretty much.
Or
only
one.
Or one. Yeah, there's no
Pretty much
middle. It's
had
one or
one.
14.
Yeah, pretty much had one in between, and it's just the title change that it went from, gas group was part of the water and sewer side, and we all reported to one whenever I became the manager of the gas utility. And then they just kind of changed the title for a manager, and I did that in 2008. So I was the engineer, ran the engineering for 8 years, and then I ran the gas utility from the rest.
Does
2008.
really quick, does the city of Tallahassee have like how many other things you guys have? Water, sewer,
I have an appropriate question.
cable,
but
electric?
right along with it, I wanted to know how many natural gas customers you had.
Okay.
Or you have.
Let's guess.
So what
Oh,
we
that's a good one.
How about we let Stephen talk, guys?
Don't be
We
mean.
have water, sewer, stormwater, electric, gas, traffic, a little bit of cable, I guess you could say.
Do you do anything in those other divisions, or are you primarily
The
natural?
only thing I do outside is I am part, electric and gas is one group. I run the gas side, and there's like 6 people that run different parts of the electric group. And, they have different things that they do. And we work together a little. I don't really have any cross-functional job duties other than we talk and share ideas back and forth. And we may work together to improve organizational culture and stuff like that throughout our whole group. But on the water side, I have a group that goes out and they maintain the emergency valves that we use in the ground for the gas, and they take care of the water ones at the same time, just because otherwise you'd have 2 groups go into the same areas constantly.
So you said something that's different than, and it's probably just my infancy in the industry. I've only been in this going on 5 years now, but you said that you guys have stormwater and water. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a national thing. I mean, because I don't know if any of the utilities up here in the Northeast have to deal with as much storm water as you do, obviously, in the Florida, panhandle area that you're in there.
Well,
Right.
it's realistically, stormwater is just moving rainwater, or in your case, snow that turns into sludge, that turns
Okay.
into rain, that goes into water, and moving that around.
Okay. Because in my head, I'm thinking, all right, they have hurricane water issues to deal with and that kind of stuff.
We just have rain.
Okay.
Luckily, we're inland enough that we don't get into the surge that the worst part of the hurricane that goes along the coast yet.
Did you ever work cross departmental with any of those other groups, or have you always primarily been with the natural gas side?
I've always been with the natural gas. The only time I work crossing the others is just when it comes to sharing of ideas, how we do things compared to how you do things. And that is a hallmark of what I like to do, is still follow, appropriate other people's good ideas, no matter what industry they're in. I like to look, at customer service. I like to look at groups that have the excellent customer service. Chick-fil-A is one, some others. What do they do to make their, let's not just look at the gas industry and see what's good customer service. Let's look at excellent customer service places and see what they do.
And what you can adopt. And
yes. And Chad had asked how many customers we have. We have 35,000.
I was going to say 30. My guess would have been 30.
I was going to say 50.
Well, I wish. 50.
I was going to say 35,000. That's what I was going to say.
The largest one in Florida has 50. And we're the 4th largest at 3rd or 4th, depending on how the count goes, at 35,000.
Who's the largest?
What's that?
Who's the largest?
Largest is Okaloosa.
Okaloosa.
Okay. So you started there, you transformed to your position. Now you've basically been in since 2008. What does that look like for you? What do you do daily? Like, what is your job description, so to speak?
What's the assistant manager of gas do?
Daily, what I do is try to chart and get us to improve. I would say lay out plans to make us move forward as the industry is changing so that we're ahead of the game, we're prepared. We're coming up in the next couple of weeks. The Public Service Commission is coming and they will do a 2-week in-depth audit on our system and look at everything we've done. So I make sure that everything that we've got in place is good. And there's a great team up here of people that work with, field employees, supervision, engineering, sales group, and everybody's on the same page. And we've improved so much over the last decade that it's hard, hard to see. I can always find things to make it better, but I'm no longer making the big strides. It's now just the little tweaks.
Yeah.
Because we've made the big strides of improvement. So now the improvement's almost something people are like, well, that's just not even doing anything. Well, our customer service,
20 of those do, right?
Yeah, we send out, every time we have a touch point with a customer, we send something out to them and we get customer service results back. And they're coming back at 4.8, 4.9 on a 5-point scale, average.
That's awesome.
It's not like I have major work to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a testament to your 23 years too, right? And the people that you work with. So I know that you do a lot, and I think you're maybe selling yourself a little bit short. You spend, I believe, a big part of your job is safety, correct? And emergency preparedness and all of those things, right? I know that you, like in the APGA committee, you are a pretty vocal person in regards to some of the things that they're working on. Maybe just kind of address that and talk about some of the things that you got going on there.
Well, safety is a great one because this is where I guess it's a phrase that you don't know what you don't know. I would have told anybody we have a great safety culture here in the gas utility. Well, last year we worked with a group and we put out, they supplied us a survey, anonymous survey that I had all of my team do. And I found a lot of gaps in our safety culture. And I found gaps where employees didn't realize they were really authorized to stop jobs if they saw something not going right, where they didn't think they had the empowerment that I know they have. And so they were like, well, we're going to get in trouble if we report something we see unsafe, because you're going to get on to us or you're going to get on to somebody else and everybody's going to be mad at us. And so this last year, we've gone through a complete safety culture overhaul.
Wow. That's a culture change. I mean, big time when you're, that's awesome. Wow. I'm
supposed to get the results because we've done the survey a couple of weeks ago. We went through the survey again. I'm supposed to get the results today. I'm eager to see what those are, to see if those efforts work. But in saying that, we went from no stop jobs and no near miss reporting to an average of 3 or 4 a month.
But that's realistic, right? Yeah. I mean, you should be seeing those technically.
I think, and if anybody from the outside perspective looks at that means you're doing worse, right?
Yes. No, yeah, I feel like you're doing better.
But I mean, you get what I'm saying. If you said, well, you didn't have any and now you have some, what are you doing wrong? It's like, no, it's what we're doing right.
Right. Well, so that's a perspective thing too.
If you don't have any reporting, because anybody in the industry knows it's out there. Right. And if you don't have any of those issues happening, then you really don't have a good safety culture, because no one's bringing stuff to light.
Makes
sense. We don't know how to rectify it.
Yeah, and it's non-punitive. We don't get onto them, and we just discuss them in all of our meetings, and we're not getting repeat issues.
That's the key.
Incredible. Yeah. That's probably the point where you really see the win.
Yeah.
So I am super pleased, but that has been one, and involvement, I believe involvement is critical. One of the terms I like to use, and a lot of people think it's kind of silly, is I like to say, use the term "say yes more." Because when you're asked to step up, asked to volunteer, they say, who needs to volunteer? I don't always have the time, but I'm almost always going to say yes.
Right.
Because once you get into it and once you get involved with it, you learn so much more than you already knew.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's a maybe not even just a work thing, right? That's like a life thing.
Yeah.
It really is.
In being able to say, you know, I always hate when people say, and you kind of just, you know, you kind of just said it too, is I would, but I don't have enough time, right? Like, I think we all have a lot of time. It's just how we allocate it and what's important to us. If it's important to you, you're going to make time for it. That's a tried and true thing, right? So I know that, you know, I'm kind of built that way, is that anytime somebody says, hey, something needs to be done, I'm like, all right, like, let me take it on and see what happens, right? Like, just go, I can learn. It gives me an opportunity to be better.
The more valuable you are.
There's some serious times where I'm like, I shouldn't have done that though.
Yeah, there's a lot where you go, I don't know about this one, but so anything about you know, kind of, I'm new to the APGA Operations and Safety Committee. I've only been there, it's only been like, or maybe 6 months, 5 months. But you guys get into some stuff. There's a lot going on with like PHMSA. There's a lot going on with I always forget the name of it, where the government's giving money out.
The grant,
the grant, the whatever the act was, or what was it
the
called?
Pipes Act.
Yeah, Pipes Act. Thank you. Jeez, I can never remember that. Do you want to maybe just talk about that a little bit, and what, you know, maybe what your involvement is with that? Because again, as I mentioned before, if you've never been to a meeting, Steven's one of the guys that everybody goes, what do you think, Steven? So I figured you'd have some perspective on it.
They could either be saying that or be quiet, Stephen.
I haven't been to that meeting
There's
yet.
options. Everybody has a role.
I haven't been to that one.
No, I am not a wallflower that's going to sit. I will ask a question, and I have, you know, when I tell people, I think a lot of people are afraid to step up because they're afraid they'll look stupid. I've looked stupid a lot in my life.
I always look stupid, right?
And so I don't worry about looking stupid anymore. To me, if I ask a question that's dumb, then I would rather ask the question and realize it's a dumb question with a simple answer than not ask the question and do something wrong. And so I've succeeded a lot in life. I failed a lot in life. Hopefully my goal is to succeed a whole lot more than my failures. And that's all I can hope for. But
Just gotta be in the plus column, right?
I believe very much in being involved. I think APGA has an excellent staff, and they really are an organization that on the right track moving forward, good leadership. But they need our involvement going on. And I believe there is so much happening right now. It's too much for the PHMSA or EPA to keep up. Yeah. So they're laying a lot of stuff out there that we're actually waiting on them to say what we need to do. And once they do it, then we work hard to catch up to what they're doing. But I believe they got a lot on their plates also. And
yeah, for sure.
And they're willing, and that's one good thing, you know, talk about we're all on the same page. We as an industry want to be safe. We're not trying to do things that are unsafe. And so we want to partner with those organizations to find reasonable, you know, rules, oversight that make sense and that are not just overly burdensome, that add no value, but just eat up a lot of time and cost money that ultimately will go to our ratepayers. And if anything we spend we have to recoup it and run the cost of energy up.
Do you ever think that like those organizations, like sometimes I'm not trying to like say anything bad. So do you think sometimes that rules or things get initiated or kind of levied that are out of the scope of, like, they don't really have a good perspective
of what they need to be in,
how difficult it is, or maybe how expensive it is, or what the ramifications of those decisions are? Because I see that a lot. I think that they make rules that are very universal or very
never had to deal with them, right?
Yeah.
I would say they start off with rulemaking that have those issues. They're probably like any other group. They may not, this big organization, the government is, and they may not cross talk as well as they should in all situations. And that's our job as an organization to let them know, hey, the rule PHMSA you're doing now is something EPA is already doing. If you both make the same rule and something's a little different, we're not gonna know what to do. And
Sure.
so that's our job to let them know
Right.
the nuances that perhaps we don't need to do it this way. We suggest this kind of language
Approach.
so that it makes some sense and we're not having to do something silly just to do it. And
So
I've done a good job of your organization on that.
that's amazing. So you talked about the safety. One of the things you're really proud of, I think what we want to know is in the last 23 years, or even before that, maybe at the, creating carpet, what's your, do you have a crowning achievement? Is there something that you're the most proud of that
Two
you
things. You can't say activated charcoal, making that in your backyard. That's the first thing you can't say. And the second thing is you can't say coming on this show because that's been said 100 times. So you have to pick one, something different.
That was it. This was the pinnacle.
See,
That I was thinking, come tomorrow, what I'm gonna do. I mean, I've been.
I know what you're gonna do tomorrow. You're gonna get
we
on a
know
boat
what you're
on a
doing.
cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The all you can drink package in the cruise.
I actually do have something that I am most proud of. Got a lot of things I'm proud of, but I would say the thing I'm most proud of is the development of an apprenticeship program for the employees here in the gas utility.
Cool.
It has done a lot of things. We used to have nothing. And then it was kind of just, you work your way up. Hopefully somebody would retire and you become a foreman. And now what I've done is we're cross-training every employee to do every part of the operational side of a gas utility. You will, of course, have those that are better in one area than others. But now everybody can reach the pinnacle of the hierarchy and of the pay of the gas utility, and you don't have to wait for someone to retire before you can get there. So everybody can have a good salary straight out of high school if you're willing to learn, and hopefully they'll stay in the industry and be set for life.
I think that's an awesome thing because one of the things that
Really
that is, I think, really difficult is people don't really, I've talked to a lot of people about this. People don't fully understand like what kind of good career you can have in this industry. Like, I think sometimes it's looked at as like, well, I don't want to be a pipe fitter, right? Like, I don't want to start off as fit and pipe. Like there's a lot of good things that come along with that, from experience to the opportunity to move up with an organization like yourself, or even to just make good money. There's a lot of money that goes into, the natural gas industry, and it's a good career. It's probably why we're all still here, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, that's such a great point you just hit on, because like I spent 10 years in the trades before I got into the sales world. I spent a decade in construction and doing these things. And Joe, you're 100% right. People don't realize not just natural gas, but the trades in general should be on the same scale for those entering the workforce coming out of school as priorities. Like there's a career path to go to college. There should be a career path to go to the trades, a career path to go to the military, or whatever the case may be.
There used to be, right?
What?
There used to be. I mean,
there used to be, but now
not sell out trade schools. I mean, around here, trade schools, you have to like apply to get into your vocational technical school, and if you don't get in, you have to go to regular high school, which is strange to me. Like if people
used to be able to walk in,
right?
Like where the bad kids went.
Yeah,
but for you to create the apprenticeship program and stuff like that, and I'm sure this is probably not just natural gas at your utility. I'm sure there's one for your other trades that are associated with your municipality. But I think that is a major accomplishment. They should have a bow and a star put on it, man, because that is emphasizing the future of
should be shared with other companies and utilities. That's what it should be done with it.
Well, it's a bit of legacy for people.
I have sent the plan to anybody that's ever asked for it, because it's, I think it's a good thing. And
can I have it to share with some people?
You talk about what's that?
So can I have it?
Teddy's trying to sell it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make. Hey, there's your business. There's your retirement.
1999. It'll get emailed to you.
Yeah.
And you talk about, people that do this are able to make the same money that goes to go a college track, because to me, it is the broad scope of things we do in the gas utility And as we've gone through this and as we've gotten better, we have less unexpected work, less general construction, and things are getting much more specialized as our industry is improving. And employees are stepping up and learning that stuff.
I think one of the things that's interesting is that, you know, like with, and I don't know, man, with like any industry, you kind of have like people go to school like to be a mechanical engineer, like people have kind of an idea. But I don't think anybody, when it comes to trades, like not a lot of people have the idea that that's what they want to do. And I think for the vast majority of the public, no one really fully appreciates why their lights stay on or why their food can be cooked or why their homes are warm, right? Like they don't understand how what goes into that. So creating some excitement and bringing people into that is super important, not just for today, but also for the sustainability of human beings. Like you, a lot of people don't want to dig holes anymore, or like they want to do other things. So, you know, getting your hands dirty isn't a position that a lot of people see themselves in. So having the opportunity to get in, start up, and then become part of something and sit where you're sitting one day at 17, 18, 19 years old is an attractive thing, I would think, for a lot of people.
Well, I believe, you know, I'm glad we kind of got to the trade school discussion because, you know, technical schools to me are very important. I'm actually the chair of our local Tallahassee Technical School Advisory Committee. And
is that one of those things you said yes to?
yes, I said yes to everything.
You're like, yes, man. Remember that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may regret it, but I have yet to ever regret agreeing to step up. But in doing that, I reached out to I made friends with the person who's over the welding program. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, do you have any people that are going through your program that might be interested in applying for the job? And two of them applied, and we just hired. One of them started Monday and one started next Monday.
Cool. Very cool.
So awesome. These are really young, eager young men who are going to hopefully spend 30 years here in the gas utility, make a great career, be able to raise a great family, and have a great retirement life.
Yeah, and they might be, maybe our kids will be interviewing them.
Yeah.
You never know someday.
Listen, we gotta get ready to wrap this here. So
I just wanted to ask one last question and then we can kind of end it. There's a lot going on right now as far as attack on the fossil fuels, right? Like natural gas bad, like we're gonna ban services and we're not gonna put in any new services or expand our territory. I just want to kind of we always like to ask the question for folks that have been in this industry for a while, like what's your perspective of the future? Like, where do you see us in the next 5-10 years? Do you see, like, give us an idea of what your vision is?
Well, first of all, I don't like that natural gas is somehow or another fell into the middle of the political football.
You're right.
Because, I wish we're working better. We have done a very good job on tightening our system locally. The industry is doing a very good job in tightening its system. And a lot of times when I talk now, I don't even talk natural gas as much as I use the word natural gas infrastructure. Because what's going to be in that pipe in 20 years, I don't think we know.
Right. But the infrastructure.
And the infrastructure is very important, especially here in Florida, because we talk about hurricanes. And if you take that out, the reliability that natural gas has is awesome. And I believe as a country, we're going to need more and more energy, in which case we need all the forms of energy that are out there. We will need solar. We will need natural gas. We will need some kind of backup. And I just, being as a political focus, I don't think it's a great thing for our industry.
Agreed.
But
it's necessary. It's a necessary tool right now, and I think people are trying to fast track something that's not realistic.
There's going to be progression, and we just got to take it with. We need to really be careful of what we do and not get the cart in front of the horse, and get out there and make decisions that's going to increase energy costs to consumers. So that's a very important thing. especially those that are on a higher energy burden. Their energy burden could be 33 to 6% of their income, and we don't need that to increase. And using an all-above approach can help keep their utility rates low, which helps them have a better sense of enjoying life.
I think that that's the message that should be coming from our politicians, and not really infighting about, you know,
Yeah.
what's best long term. I mean, we need to work on the now. You know, I know in New York State, we live in an area that's cold. We use a lot of gas up here, not gonna lie. But my bill is significantly higher this year than it's ever been. And, you know, while that's not great, it's not something that's a pivot point or a pinch point for me to be able to feed my kids or things like that. But there are people that are
Yeah,
experiencing.
that's a scary part.
And that's for me, energy needs to be as sustainable and as abundant as possible. So we don't have situations where people are potentially not able to survive because they're unable to do the things that should be just a common, you know, an expectation of life. So I don't know. It's good stuff, man. I thanks for coming on the show. I know it took us a little bit of time to get to you. We kind of, it's like, we kind of had to go back to work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. We went back to work, and it's been a challenge, but it's always good talking with you, man. And it's good to see you. I know that I'm not going to be at the next APGA event, but you know, I just want to say that I'm a little bit, you know, when I first met you, I think, in a bar, and we hung out for a couple hours, and I was like, I don't know much about this guy.
Now the secret's out.
Yeah, that's why
I tell people I've never
Steven and
tasted
I met.
alcohol before.
I didn't say you were drinking.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
said you were at the bar.
He meant the library.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. If anybody knows me, that was not where we were. But in all seriousness, I got to sit in on some of the operations and safety meetings, and I got to kind of see in action. And you know, you're a great ambassador for the industry. You're great for the Municipal Gas Association, and I think it's an honorable thing to not be that wallflower and to stand up, step up, and say, "Look, I'm going to be part of this discussion. I'm going to be a person that wants to be involved in making a difference." So kudos to you for that, and thank you for taking the time on your birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. This
happy
won't come
birthday.
out on your birthday, however.
Yeah,
Big 3-0.
you'll
That's right.
be another year older by the time this actually probably comes out. But on your birthday, happy birthday, buddy. I know you got a vacation next week, and you know, thanks for being a part of this.
Thank
Steve,
you.
we really appreciate you doing this, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Well, I appreciate everything that y'all done.
All right.
Thanks.
Steven, thank you so much for joining this idiocracy that we call the show. And Chad's pulling out weapons to thank you because he's a pirate hockey player. I don't know.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm a Rambo.
Wait a minute. Before we
There's
get
no
that
Rambo
far,
anything
let's
of you. There's nothing about you that
Let's-
has Rambo in it.
Very
No.
fair. Very fair. Except this knife.
and even that. It's a little
That it's less the knife is less
no.
intimidating because you're holding it.
Let's it's actually not that scary now. No, I want to say thanks to Steven. We tried to get him on for like a while, and it was our schedules that kind of kept screwing it up. So he's very patient with us. So thanks for coming on, telling your story. You know, just meeting Steven through APGA and all the other people we've met through APGA has been an awesome experience. And it's really cool to start meeting some people that are kind of fall outside of our typical network. So, you know, again, thanks for coming on, and, you know, we'll be seeing you hopefully real soon. So anyways, back to our regular scheduled program.
Back to
So-
Chad holding the Rambo knife.
So
let's just talk about let's talk about the knife for a second. So Joe
That's not a knife.
Joe could have played it a little bit better, but I have a real problem of scrolling Twitter at night before I fall asleep, and I follow like 87 different deals websites. It could be fat kid deals, it could be
I do too.
awesome deals, it could whatever. And there's
Okay.
times that I find things for my price limit's typically $7. If it's under $7, it's almost like a freebie. It's
Mine's like 12.
yeah, yours is higher than mine, but it's like that's because I've been yelled at it for 3 to 4 years. So I probably started at about 15 and I'm at 7 now. So if it just looks cool, I buy it. So I've gotten like throwing knives. I've gotten just about anything. It's pretty interesting, the stuff that shows up. The way that, and every time it shows up, I get yelled at. Lindsay will go, "What did you order and why?" Like the other day, I ordered Logan this Naruto mask that was on sale for like $7, and she's like, "What is this thing?" And I was like, "I don't know." Logan said it was cool, so I bought it. It was under my price list. See you, Joe. So, but I used to be much worse. It used to be one or two things a week, and now is this your mask?
Yeah.
And so essentially what Joe should have done was just let Lindsay find it on the front porch. And
It was late though. I was worried somebody was gonna rob it in your criminal neighborhood.
She would have been so upset. It was like 4:00.
And Chad lives in a gated community, basically.
It's not gated.
First of all,
I've had my car
stolen all the time.
Yeah, they stole a welcome sign off the front porch.
I bought this on for like $4. Hold on.
These are my co-hosts to my show that I'm a part of. These two idiots. One's holding a Rambo knife and he's going to accidentally cut himself, and the other
I'm always scared that I'm
wearing
getting
a mask from.
This is what happens late night.
It was
at Amazon.
6:02.
Was it?
Yeah.
It felt much later. Anyways, so we buy random crap. We should do that. Like, you know what? Every time I get something from Amazon, I'm gonna save it for the show, and we're gonna.
There's no chance I could do that.
I could.
No chance. You should do your DH gate explorations too.
Oh, I got that watch yesterday.
I think we should stop calling it Connections for Life. We're just gonna call it like Ted, Joe, and Chad do random stuff.
Anyways, let's talk about
random stuff. Anyways,
let's talk about stuff industry related. We've fallen off the page here. As you know, we have trade shows
we were done.
up. I'll be in SGA, as we said, next week. Teddy's got Con Expo for some reason. Chad,
and I got the Hardhead Expo in Syracuse the week after that, and then DCA AGA the week after that.
And I don't have anything until AGA, I don't think. So we're doing a lot of planning for AGA. For folks that are coming, please come see us. You're not going to be able to miss us.
We just changed booths too.
That's the only teaser. Now. Yeah, that's the only teaser I'm going to give you. We're in booth 401. It's right up front. So we're looking at.
We put a lot of planning into it, right? I mean, well, we will by the time we get there.
We've been planning. There's a lot of moving pieces, but hopefully it works out and you guys will have fun with it. You know, it's a little different, but I
had another idea too.
What do you expect? Right. So other than that, any other industry stuff going on, guys? Anything that you want to chat about?
Our NGA presence this year at the
there you go, Ted. You can talk about that.
It's going to be much different than years past. So UBSCO is going to try to bring something.
It seems like a lifetime away, and then you'll blink your eyes and it'll be here. That's what's happened in the AGA thing. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, when you had the deadline to get that in is April 1st. I was like, oh, we got plenty of time.
Oh yeah, it was December.
That's soon. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's actually March 27th.
But okay, what else do we have to look forward to, gentlemen?
Nothing. I'm hoping that the industry continues to, stay strong. I mean, we've been very busy. We're having a really busy year so far, and
supply chain issues are still issues too. I mean, it's not unchanged.
I just get weird when you start talking about like these natural gas, like bans and new services and things like that.
You mean like the Beatles? Oh, you meant bands.
No, not like. More like bands, not bands.
My bad.
No D, Chad.
Thank God.
So I mean, just everything's just still very expensive. Gas is still expensive. Everything's still expensive, and I that concerns me.
A 30-pack of hangers was like $8 the other day. Plastic hangers used to be like $3.
Well, I'm just saying, like even your freaking like I got my NYSEG bill right here. Like, don't mean to throw NYSEG under the bus, but like.
Every time one of those guys, somebody pays their NYSEG bill, though, it helps us out.
An angel gets his wings. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy expensive. Like, I mean, you guys have been to my house. I keep my heat on about 36.
You can't, dude, especially in your house. You can't, like, your house, it's so old.
Because it's old and like you can feel air blowing through the windows. Yeah. No, it's just crazy expensive. Like I haven't had a bill under like $300 this winter, and that's a lot for me. By myself, I don't even really I don't even turn lights on really. So I mean, it's just gas and electric bills been really expensive. I don't know. It makes me wonder how people are handling it, but I don't know. I don't know. Anybody else got anything? Where can we go? Oh, next week we probably won't have an interview, I assume, and we'll probably run through another one of our
Yeah, we're all
what do you want to call them?
Yeah.
Expo videos. If anybody's like getting any value out of those, just let us know. Like, I would like to know if you guys are actually watching them, if it makes sense, and if you think that they're valuable.
we only did one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As we do more, yeah.
We gotta talk about which one we're gonna pick next.
I don't know. I wish we could let the audience pick, but we don't really.
Why don't you put a poll out there?
Ooh, that's a great call.
Who would you like to see next week? That's our.
I can only pick 4. It only gives me 4 options.
I don't really like any of the other, anyways. I'm not sure which.
All right,
one.
I'll put a poll out. No worries. That sounds like
That's actually a good idea.
It is a good
Right.
idea. It's the first one you've had in 115 episodes.
My first one was.
See, Ted, I pick on Chad too.
My first one was the first
The
one.
ratio is so
It's been
skewed though, Joe. It's like 436 to 1 on the ratio.
Yeah, but you're a knucklehead. You like open yourself for material. I know you don't think so, but you do.
It's
No.
literally like you put.
This is like an
in the pitching
intervention.
machine. It's like you put a coin in the pitching machine.
It's
We're just
gotta
laying them
pitch.
up. You're
Gotta
laying them up there.
On that note, we're going to thank Stephen again, and we're going to end this thing here. Thank you, gentlemen, for ruining my day and making me feel awful about
That's
myself.
all it took. Jeez.
Why don't you
Yeah,
go stare at your painting for a couple hours?
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on staring at my painting for the next couple hours.
You
but,
should work on putting a nail in the wall so you can get it hung up. That'd be the next move.
I would have to bring like tools.
You've gotten like 80% of the way there. You just finish.
Why don't you just glue it to the wall?
Yeah,
I
staple
was
it.
thinking about that, Chad. I was going to use hot glue. I was going to use a hot glue.
So-
It would probably
So
work.
I'm
As
actually-
crazy as that is.
I actually have a question for you guys. This is a real question. So I have this hanger, like this,
Yes.
those hook of hangers, not hangers, but like, you know what I mean? It's like a thing where it's got like little things where you can hang stuff on. Right?
Yes.
I don't know what they're called.
A laundry line.
No, it's no. It's like a piece of wood.
Let him
and it's-
say it for the love of God, Chad.
Just
got
because
like-
you have to leave, you don't have to be mean.
It's got like hooks on it. So I put it in, but it's through the drywall. There was no studs or anything. So I put it in and I used anchors. I hung a whole bunch of stuff on it. It fell off. So then I went out and I got bigger anchors.
You gotta get the good at screwing it.
You should have just got toggle bolts.
The spiral.
That's what I did. Wait, hold on. That's what I did, Chad. I got and they're really big, you know. like-
Yeah, and you
I got
drill and
those.
then you screw them in. Yeah.
Yes, right. Did that about 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, I hung up something and the damn thing fell off again. So
Get
now
Toggle.
I have huge holes. Right.
It's amazing how Teddy can talk and his mouth not move.
I know. What are you like? That was amazing. That freaked me out too. I like a ventriloquist act.
Literally,
Anyways.
he got froze like this.
I don't know. So I was thinking about just taking construction adhesive and just literally gluing it to the wall.
Toggle bolts.
The holes are too big now. I've got like quarter-size holes in my.
Get bigger toggle bolts.
I don't like
Please
this.
stop
wing-
saying toggle bolts.
Couple
I'm
of things.
giving-
All
Stop
right,
saying
I want to
garbage.
go now. Now I want to leave. Now I feel like I have to go
Well,
take. some-
clearly, this isn't a home improvement freaking show. So
Because you don't listen.
yeah, it's me. Toggle bolts. Last time I had you come over, Mr. Electrician, you put in a light, it fell out of my ceiling.
That's because the box in the ceiling was not mounted to anything.
Well, when you call a professional, you expect them to fix it.
No,
Not
I'm
walk
not a
out and have it
professional.
fall out
I'm
of
a
your
former
ceiling.
professional who doesn't
I'm not
like
a
doing it,
professional. Yeah, we know.
but will for my
Never
friends.
truer words have you spoken.
Remember to click like and subscribe, folks. We love you. We'll see you.
This is the
next
worst
week.
show we've ever done.